Hey y'all, it's Magical Astrid. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we would do a pick a card for the upcoming lunar eclipse in Capricorn. So give me 1 second to get all the cards set up and all the decks sorted out, and we'll be right back so you can pick your pile. Stay tuned. Okay, so we're back. If you'd like to make your selection, this is going to be pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and of course pile number 4. I know a lot of y'all like to choose by crystals, so I went ahead and put the blue kyanite for pile number 1. The blue kyanite, okay. Some pyrite for pile number 2. We have a chevron amethyst for pile number 3, and some titanium aura quartz. Isn't that pretty? For pile number 4. So if you're new to pick a card readings, the way that this works, just take a couple minutes, meditate, maybe take a few deep breaths and close your eyes, and then just pick the pile that you're most drawn to. I personally like to take 3 deep breaths, breathe belly breaths, where your belly goes out when you breathe in when you breathe out, kind of like if you've ever taken singing lessons, you know what I'm talking about. But those deep, deep cleansing breaths, and then I'll go through the numbers, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and when I exhale on the pile that I'm supposed to pick, I feel it in my third eye. But that's just me personally. Go ahead and select your pile, and I'll be back in a minute to start y'all off with pile number 1. Okay, those of you that chose group number 1, the blue kyanite, let's go ahead and get started with your lunar eclipse in Capricorn reading. All right, first up we have the 8 of Wands reversed. We have the Page of Cups, followed by the Page of Wands. Let me move these over a little bit. I gotta give credit to all y'all that do pick a card readings. I don't know what you clip your camera to, but we're in the process of moving and all my stuff is in boxes, and let's just say this reading almost didn't happen. My stress level is at like a 10, and when I was telling y'all take deep breaths, believe me, I was doing them with you. Anyway, not that we came here to listen to Astrid complain. Your 4th card is the 7 of Pentacles. Okay? So what I'm seeing here for you, group number 1, and if you'll excuse me, if you hear sniffles, I have allergies. I apologize. It just happens. I should probably edit it out, but that would require me to learn to edit, and that's not going to happen between now and the lunar eclipse. So I apologize. You're just going to have to deal with it. Okay, so what I'm getting from this 8 of Wands reversed, there's something that you need to leave or release. 8 of Wands generally signifies, especially when it's reversed, shows a lot of impatience, like you're ready for something to be here now. You've done the work, you've put in the time, you've done everything that you can on your end, and you are just sitting and waiting. I don't know if you're waiting on someone else. I don't know if you're waiting on the postal service. I don't know if you're waiting on the divine. I don't know if you're waiting for your next idea to strike, but you are frustrated. My advice to you on that, see what you can do to busy yourself until the time comes. Maybe that means do nothing. Maybe it means catch up on some bad TV. You've been working really, really hard to get to this point. Maybe it's time just to say, you know what, F it, I'm going to binge watch The Real Housewives, or I'm going to watch that cooking show that my mom's always telling me about. Or, you know, I'm going to go sit on a boat or a kayak or a wakeboard in the middle of the ocean or in the middle of the lake and just be left alone. Whatever you need to do to find peace, even if it's just a bubble bath, find other ways to occupy your mind. Driving yourself up a wall is not going to make it get here any faster. Okay? Now also, that thing is what you're releasing. We're releasing the impatience, okay? what you can build in its place. Embrace the opportunity to see the world in all its beauty. Well, exactly. What was I just saying? Go sit in a kayak in the middle of a lake. See the world in all its beauty. Connect with your heart and your inner child. Go deep into who's nourishing your root chakra. And that connects with my other, my root chakra video on gnomes. So if you are having a hard time remaining grounded, you might want to check that one out. It's a pretty good one. And you get to meet gnomes, and they're pretty awesome. But helps to figure out what helps you feel, loved and filled up. Return to yourself. If you're having a hard time coping with this, think of things that you enjoyed in your childhood and go do that. If you enjoyed helping your mom in the garden, go do that. It'll help you build the foundation. What the Page of Cups wants to do is help you start building your foundation. That's what the pages are for generally. The way that I read in Soul Tarot, the pages are helping you build the foundation for the King of that suit later. So your Page of Cups now is helping build the suit for the King of Cups that's yet to come. Your Page of Wands, 2 pages back to back. Look at that. And they're both so cute. I love this deck. It's from 78 Tarot. You can find them on Etsy and Instagram, I believe. I can link it down below if enough people need help finding them. They have a bunch of really cool theme decks like this. The Page of Wands shows me that you're developing a new root system that's fixed in fire. Basically, what that means is that the root system that you're building with the Page of Cups is going to be forged in fire and energy. So that's why there's putting so much stress on rest now, because once you get moving again, it's going to be forged in fire, okay? It's going to be boom, boom, boom. It's going to be fast-paced. It's going to be one thing after another after another. And as long as you've rested here, you're going to be able to keep up. But you also want to keep a close eye on your nervous system, on your anxiety. Are you excited to feel all this fire energy, like flowing through you, or does it make you nervous? Does it give you massive anxiety? And if it does, we want to make sure that we're going back and learning some, making use of some of the self-care lessons we learned over here with the 8 of Wands reversed, just so that you don't get too burnt out. I mean, it looks like you're going to be building 2 kingdoms at once here, maybe Twin Towers type of thing, for the King of Cups and the King of Wands, and we don't want you to get too burnt out with that. And then here we have the 7 of Pentacles. Now this one's interesting. The 7 of Pentacles, believe it or not, ties back to this. The 7 of Pentacles, when I get it, for me personally, is the same. It's almost the same meaning, basically. It's strong impatience. It's look at all of these beautiful fruits that I have grown. I want to harvest them. I'm ready. Why isn't it time yet? I want to do it now. I'm glad, I dug the hole. I planted the seed. I tended the soil. I pulled the weeds. I even, I put Miracle Grow down. These are my babies. I have done everything for these delicious, watermelons, okay? I want to eat these watermelons. I don't want to eat them now. Look at them. They're so close. They're so close. They're so close. But they're not ready yet. Leave them alone, okay? So I'm not sure if this is spirit, and we'll try to get some clarification on this here in a minute. I did pull some other cards for you. I don't know if this is spirit reiterating this, or if it's something that maybe is just an ongoing theme in your life where you work too hard, you don't take the time for yourself, and you do get burnt out, like the Page of Wands was suggesting, and you don't tend to that self-care. This is more about needing to take, just time out for you. And again, so is this, but this is needing to take time out for you because you can't handle all that fire energy that's rushing through your body. I get a sense that this is more boredom, and this is more the fire energy, but anyway, enough of my babbling. Let's see what other cards Spirit has pulled for you, okay? Let's see what we have. Okay, we have, oh, you can't see it. What lights you up? Okay, Starseed, what lights you up? All right, that goes great with the Page of Wands reversed. So, yeah, with the Eight of Wands reversed. I'm sorry, there's so many pages. I'm getting confused here. What lights you up? You need to go find something else to do. What is it? What lights you up? All right, what else do we have? Okay. And then we have the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes, okay? When it comes time to build this foundation for the King of Cups, you've been training for this your whole life. Heck, you've been training for this for lifetimes. You've got this, okay? You've got this completely under control, all right? With the Page of Wands, I got leap. If you can see that. It says leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. Go ahead, go full speed ahead, but don't forget to stop and routinely check in with yourself. And that's actually something that I've learned a lot. I recently took one of Lindsay Mack's courses in Soul Tarot, and she's a big proponent of checking in with yourself. And I feel like maybe I've taken it to the extreme, but I've started checking in with myself on everything. Do I need to drink this beverage right now? Is it in my highest and best interest to watch this television show? Is it in my highest and best interest to take a shower? Like, just little things like that. But the way that I'm learning that if you check in with that, so frequently, it becomes really easy to hear the divine when they're trying to get your attention, because you're hearing them all the time. You ask a question, you pause, okay? You may or may not get an answer right then, but the more and more you do it, the more before you've even fully asked the question, you'll have the answer and you can move on to the next thing. It's actually really quite beautiful how much that has expanded my intuition. And then for the Seven of Pentacles up here, where you're wanting to pick your fruits or harvest the fruits of your labors before you're ready. I'm sorry, but this one is funny. It says no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. So sorry, group number one, if you were really wanting to get in there and harvest those watermelons and you were thinking, okay, I took myself time, now we're starting to build, now we're building rapidly, and we've hit another roadblock. Sorry, you're going to have to wait, postpone, pause, say no, but that's okay because you learned back over here how to deal with these situations. All right? Now before we go, I did want to pull an angel card for you, group number one. Okay. You guys, guardians, well, ancestors, and angels of group number one have a message we would like to provide for this lunar eclipse. Looks like it's not going to jump for us. Oh, maybe. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And it says breathe. Archangel Raphael, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old energy patterns. Well, how perfect is that for your reading? I'm going to put that right in the middle here. How perfect is that? Between the Eight of Wands reversed and the Seven of Pentacles, what do you need to learn how to do in your life between the times where you're racing and building and moving forward and you feel like you might be moving at the speed of light? What you don't want to do is forget to breathe. Right? One last card, just because this deck is so pretty and I always feel like it adds something. Let's see what flower you have for today. Nope, that didn't take long. The anemone optimism. Look up and look brightly, okay? Don't let all of these holdups, this wait, no, pause, delays, burnout, don't let those things get you down. You know, the enemy's got your back. Look up and look brightly. And that's all I have for you today, group number 1. If you like, please do press the thumbs up button and subscribe. I am a very new channel and every vote counts, so please make yours. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, everyone who chose group number 2 or pile number 2, the pyrite. This is your reading. Okay, let's see what Spirit has to say, or as I prefer to say, see what the divine has in store for you this lunar eclipse in Capricorn. Although really, if you find these readings at any time, I find that they generally are still applicable. It doesn't have to be for the lunar eclipse in Capricorn. But it tends that's where my focus is, so it may be slightly more accurate. Okay. All right, it looks like the first card we have for you is the 9 of Wands. Then we have the 9 of Cups. Scooch over there, Mr. Pyrite. We have the 4 of Cups. Lots of cups in these readings. Oh, I spoke too soon. And the Ace of Cups. All right, so let's start with that. Generally with a full moon, as I'm sure most of you already know, we are releasing something. What you would be releasing here is the 9 of Wands, which makes sense because if you know anything about tarot, you know that 9 means you're close to the end. Okay, the number 10, the 10 of Wands would be the ultimate final card, but the 9 of Wands means that you're close. Okay, everything is just too busy and you want it to stop. Ask yourself, is it time for a break? Is it time for a vacation? Do you need to get away? You don't have to do all of the work all of the time. You really don't. You may feel like, especially if you're working from home right now, that if you don't get it done, nobody's going to, because everybody else, you know, seems to be off doing their own thing and yada, yada, yada. And maybe you just felt like you need to work extra hard to double and triple and quadruple check everybody else's work to make sure that it's being done correctly, because you can't just walk over to their desk and, you know, and ask. And the 9 of Wands is telling you to stop. It will get done in the time and the manner that it was meant to get done. You do not have to shoulder that responsibility. It's actually becoming harmful to you. Okay? In place of that, a new cycle that would be opening, which is funny because as I just explained, the 9 is usually an ending, but not always. I just got it. I was thinking, how on earth, now that I've just opened my big fat mouth, Astrid, how are you going to explain that the 9 of Cups is not an ending when the 9 of Wands was an ending, and they're both 9s? Okay, the 9 of Cups is here because you want to show others what you've accomplished. You worked so hard. You've accomplished so much. You are darn proud of yourself, and you should be. And the 9 of Cups is saying, hey, you know what? It's okay to let it shine a little. Think about the new future you're building for yourself. Maybe by doing that extra work or double checking the work of others, you've learned some new skills that you can add to your resume. You know, maybe you're more prepared to move up and dust off that resume or CVC than you think you are. Okay? But just take some time to relax, you know. Maybe if you step back and just let your, bosses do their job and see that everything is getting done under your watchful eye, but not maybe so much under your watchful whip. And I hope that's not offensive, but maybe more of just as an outside observer and less crack in the whip. That's what I meant by that. Maybe if you pull back a little bit, your bosses will see that you are actually shining. You have trained those under you so well, and you fulfilling your own responsibilities so well. Okay? So give yourself a chance. And maybe, you know what? After you've really given it some thought, you decide this is not the life that I want. Okay? I've given it, You know, I've done what Astrid said. I let go. I backed off, and it all fell apart. It all completely fell apart. And I'm sorry if that happens, but then that gives you the opportunity to check in with what you really want. Okay? Is it your heart that wants to continue doing this work or doing this thing or this hobby or whatever you're being asked to give up? Or is it the brain? Because the brain is afraid of change. So the brain will always say, stick with what you know. But the heart knows better, okay? The heart knows what your soul wants. So maybe this is also an opportunity to check in, meditate on it, and figure out what you really want to be doing with your time. Is this what you really want to be doing with your time? And if not, feel out what your heart wants you to be doing and go for that. All right? Now, if you were to decide to change what you're doing and build something up in place of old cycles, okay, that brings us to the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups wants you, especially in a reading like this, and I am so sorry, guys. I have allergies. It's not the incense. It's living in Texas in the summer. And not only is Astrid horrible at editing, but if I try to teach myself tonight, this video is not going to get up until the next lunar eclipse in Capricorn. So pardon me. I promise it's not the virus. It's really just allergies. And not that it would matter because I'm behind a computer screen. All right, now we are rambling. Astrid, here, look. Let's put some clear quartz on the table and focus you, girl. You need some focus. All right, where I'm seeing the Four of Cups fits into this reading is to take the time to take everything in. Absorb all the cups have to offer, okay? Right back over here. Absorb everything that you're proud of. Absorb everything that you've accomplished. Let yourself shine. Just really take some time to sit and think. You know, there's no rush. No one's really going anywhere this summer. Everyone has a lot of free time at home. And also take the time to realize that, you know what, it's okay to just fully have these three cups. You don't necessarily need this one. It's not as if this cup's being offered, possibly over here, and you say no, that you're never going to get that opportunity again. Okay? You're never going to get that opportunity again. That's not what this is all. This is about saying these three cups are enough to fill you up. Okay? And that sometimes it's okay. It's okay to say no. That opportunity will come around again. And you know what? I'm going to have to pause for a second. My kitty is going crazy. 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. Kitty was having issues. I hope I remember where we were at. I kind of lost track. I know we were on the Four of Cups, and we were talking about using it to tap into the Nine of Cups energy. Right, okay. Sometimes the three cups in front of you are all that you need. You don't need this fourth cup right now. You don't need to take on all this added stress and energy right now, okay? This will come back around. If it's truly meant for you, it'll come back around. And to be honest, a lot of times when I've drawn this card, I found that if I pay attention to the three cups in front of me, that I actually don't need the fourth one anymore, because the energy that I get from these three is enough. All right? And then the last card that we have here, the Ace of Cups. Well, this shows me that something possibly unexpected that you may be dealing with around the time of this lunar eclipse in Capricorn is completely starting over. Maybe going home. Maybe, as I said, when you sit and you examine and you decide to lead, you know, with your heart instead of your head, you decide you don't want this, okay? Maybe that means going back home for a certain for a certain time frame. Maybe it means, you know, going, maybe not necessarily an unemployment, but living on your savings for a period of time while you rebuild and learn how to, I'm trying to think of how to phrase it, how to outsmart the brain so it doesn't get you back into this situation again. How to be able to say to the brain, you know what, I hear you, I see what you're trying to do, okay? And I'm not here for it today. All right, so you can keep bringing it up and nagging me all you want, but I'm just not going to listen. I'm not available. Maybe try me again tomorrow, but I'm not available today. All right, I think I called you pile number 3 at one point, but you are not. Sorry, the cat thing threw me. All right, pile number 2. Let's see what the oracle cards have for you. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. This is perfect for the 9 of Wands. You are good enough. Yes, you are. You don't have to be killing yourself trying to prove it to everyone. You are good enough. Okay? And then here, for the 9 of Cups, I find it interesting. It's also a full moon card, but this is full moon in Virgo, and this is surrender to the divine, just a full moon. The 9 of Cups, okay? Surrender to the divine. You are enough. Surrender to the divine. Let your heart lead, okay? We have hold your vision, fixed moon. For the 4 of Cups, hold your vision. Stay focused on the 3 of Cups right in front of you and what they have to offer. Don't worry about that other 4th cup. If you really need it in your life, it'll come back around. Hold your vision. Oh, okay. This is not one that I saw coming. This is a new moon in Libra, and it says a new romantic cycle begins for the Ace of Cups. Now, I did talk about starting over. I don't typically do romance readings, so honestly, that didn't even come into my head as I'm talking about all of these heart-centered things. But you know what? Now that I'm looking back on this whole spread, this could also have nothing to do with work and be completely about your relationship, okay? It could be you're trying way too hard, all right? You're not being appreciated, and you know that you deserve to be. So you're just going to spend time with yourself and get to know yourself better, and then boom, a new romantic cycle begins. 2 completely different readings. I may have read that completely wrong. What I was getting, what was coming through in my channel was all work related, but then with this showing up, maybe for a lot of you in group number 2, it's work related, but definitely for at least one of you, or I want to say more than one, but definitely at least one of you coming through really strong. This is all about a relationship, okay? Maybe you spent time in quarantine catering to this person, helping them get their work done and your work done. Totally underappreciated. You spoke up and said, hey, pay attention to me. They said, hey, maybe they, appreciated you a little bit. Meh. You're here now. You're like, do I really want them back? Do I really want them back? Do I need them? Or can I just focus on me and be happy? And if you just focus on you and be happy, I think a new romantic cycle begins pretty much speaks for itself. So that's all I have for you today, group number 2. I do always like to pull an angel card at the end of every reading. We have nurture. Archangel Gabriel, as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important to you right now. That is so true. That is so important to you. You are so burnt out, and you so need to spend time sitting with yourself and nourishing your own inner child. That's beautiful right there. And then just for fun, and because I love my flower deck, let's see if any flowers want to come and maybe say hello. Oh, I've never had one not pop like this quickly before. Okay. The pitcher plant, insight. Answers are there for those who look for. Answers are there for those who look. Okay, I'm going to put that on the 4 of Cups as well. Okay. Answers are there for those who look. All right, so that totally sums up your reading, group number 2. If you like, please hit the thumbs up button, and if you really like, please subscribe. I am a new channel, so every vote counts, and why not make your vote count and make my day? All right, I'll see you guys next time. Blessed be. All right, welcome back to those of you who chose group number 3, the Chevron Amethyst. This is your 2020 Lunar Eclipse in Capricorn reading. Let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say. We have the Emperor. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Seems like there might be a better spot to put that. That looks like a better spot. And we have the Hanged Man, also reversed. Okay, give me a minute here. Let me think. I also need to apologize up front. Astrid has allergies because it's summertime in Texas, and due to my terrible editing skills and the fact that I'd like to get this video up before the next lunar eclipse, you may hear me blow my nose once or twice, and for that I apologize deeply in advance. All right, so now the Emperor. The Emperor is all about standing tall, okay? Being, standing tall in your beliefs, not being afraid to take up space, all right? If you have an opinion, someone asks, you're not afraid to give it. That's not to say you're going around shouting from mountaintops that this is, the end is nigh, or this is the way things are, or my way is the only way. It's nothing like that. It's just about being a very strong person who knows their own mind and isn't afraid to, take up a little space. I know for me personally, it's been a battle. I've felt my entire life like I don't deserve to take up space. I would actually find myself in groups, of, more than 3 or 4 people actually like physically shrinking down and speaking low and not wanting to draw attention to myself because I didn't think that I had anything interesting to say. How sad that is. Maybe that's one of the reasons I started a YouTube channel. But the Emperor card actually really helped me work through that. This is one of my big time go-to cards when I need to meditate and really come into that energy. Okay, but it also looks like that maybe you've been living that Emperor life for quite some time. I don't know if you're the boss or if you're in charge of something. You've definitely got responsibilities. People look to you for answers in some way, shape, or form, okay? And it's looking like that may be coming to a close. The Four of Pentacles is letting me know that maybe you've spent so much time in, I'm hearing the word spotlight, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, like you're a famous person, but maybe just being the go-to guy or the go-to gal or just the go-to person for so much has become too much for you at this point in time. You love it, you enjoy the work, you're proud of all you've accomplished, but it's beginning to weigh on you a bit. And maybe, I think the Four of Pentacles is moving in because the Four of Pentacles is all about, you can even see it here. She's sitting between these two, it looks like mountains. It's hard to tell with these outer space cards, but she's got very clear boundaries set on either side of her, if you can see that, okay? She's got her boundaries. Nothing's getting in there that she doesn't want in there. And the Four of Pentacles to me is all about boundaries. Maybe it's about you becoming a little quieter. Maybe staying off of social media. Maybe that could be what it is. Turning off the news. These are just things that I'm getting channeled through. Social media seems like a big one. Maybe not needing to share all of your ideas on social media, maybe knowing that you've done your part and someone else can take the wheel for a while and you can just maybe sit back, relax, and enjoy your life for now. It's not to say, The life is spiralic, the tarot is spiralic. You know, when you finally get to the end at the world card, where do you start over? Back again at the Fool, okay? So it's not to say you'll never be in this Emperor place again, but I see that maybe for now you're ready to give it up and put some really strict boundaries in place, maybe about, again, I'm hearing social media again, but maybe it's about spending time on just electronics in general. Maybe it's when I wake up, I don't check my phone for at least an hour. Or when I sit down to eat dinner with my family or with others, I turn my phone off. Or, you know, when I'm in the car, or, well, maybe not in the car. People might want to be able to get a hold of you. But just, you know, I give my kids restrictions on social media, or not social media, but just on screen time in general. Maybe it's time for you to do the same and say, you know what? I've been staring at this screen for the last 8 hours. Even if it's not social media, even if it's for work, whatever it's for, I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to go sit in my front yard under a tree and I'm going to read a book. I'm going to leave my phone inside. If anyone really needs to get a hold of me, you know, 1 hour is not that long. They'll get a hold of me when I go back inside, and I'm just going to set those boundaries and you know, have my need for space. And the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Where's that come into play with these here? I'm trying to get a feel for it. Because with group 2, I kind of got slammed at the very end with a total alternate reading from what I'd done. I feel like someone's group in that in that group, their energy was very, very strong, and all of a sudden at the last minute went boom, like, wait a second, there's like an alternate ending here. So I'm trying to focus, or to be able to open my channel a little bit more for you guys, so maybe I don't get slapped in the face by the divine twice in one video. And the Ace of Pentacles. And this is, okay, I see where this one's coming up from. You may think that you're not ready because it's reversed, okay? You may think that you're not ready to give up whatever this Emperor in your life is, whatever's causing you to live this Emperor lifestyle. You might think that you want to quit, but you're not really sure. But doesn't this sound inviting? Doesn't this sound wonderful? Having that peace and that quiet and not that constant day-to-day bombardment. It sounds good to you, doesn't it? And the Ace of Pentacles is here to tell you the time is now, okay? You want it. You know you want it. You've been thinking about how much you want it. That what I'm getting is that for some of you, it's already on its way, okay? You've been thinking about going 4 of Pentacles for so long that the universe has already sent it out to you. It's on its way. Don't wait for external validation. Don't wait for every single person that you call and ask and wait for a sign in a dream and wait for a sign in meditation. And you know what? No. You know what you want. Your final act is the Emperor. Don't be afraid to speak your truth. Don't be afraid to take up space. And don't be afraid to act. Okay? You know the time has come to move on from whatever this is, if only for a moment, if only temporarily. I don't know if any of this is permanent or not, but you know the time is now. So don't wait. Just do it. All right? And then the Hanged Man reversed. Just some changes that you may experience when you're working your way through all of this energy here. When the Hangman is reversed, it indicates a lot of discomfort between the brain and the ego. The brain can get scared. The brain gets scared a lot. Quite frankly, the brain is scared almost all of the time. The brain's job is to keep you alive, and anytime you're doing anything different that deviates from the norm, the brain thinks, oh my God, how could this possibly kill them? And just goes into overdrive and gives us all kinds of anxiety. It can cause problems with your nervous system. Me personally, it gives me really bad hand tremors. And yeah, I could go on, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, what this is saying is, look, you may have to be in Hangman for a little while, but he's reversed, okay? which means that you're already learning to let things go. You're learning to tell the brain to take a vacation, you know? Okay, brain, I hear you. I understand. You're really scared, okay? My last day is on Friday. You don't know how we're going to pay the bills. I have plenty of savings, but you don't know what we're going to do when the savings runs out. I don't care. The time to act is now, and I'm not available to discuss this with you right now. All right? I'm just not. You can try and get my attention. I will ignore you. Maybe tomorrow I'll be available to talk about it, but not today. And you can do that with anything. It also helps, I find, to check in with myself repeatedly throughout the day. I learned this from my teacher, Lindsay Mack. You know, just constantly check in with yourself. Is this in my highest and best? Is leaving this emperor scenario ultimately for my highest and best good? Is doing it right now ultimately for my highest and best good? Is setting strong personal boundaries ultimately for my highest and best good? And you can take it even further. I mean, I take it way further because I found it helps me open up my intuition. I'll take it to the point of, is drinking this glass of water for my highest and best good right now? You know, things like that. Is using this brand of toothpaste. It may have gotten a little bit out of control with Astrid, but it has worked to open up my intuition really, really, really fast, and I'm very excited about that. So basically what the Hangman reversed is saying is the brain's just going to do this, okay? It's going to get scared. It's going to cause your entire nervous system to react, which is going to cause you massive anxiety. Stop fighting with it. Stop thinking that if you just work harder, the anxiety will go away. Stop thinking if you just work harder and 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 harder, that one day it will be time for here. No, you've worked hard enough. Do not get sucked in to that cycle. It will never be enough for the brain. The brain will never understand. The brain will always cause anxiety. The brain will always try to talk you out of it. Okay? It's like you're a hamster in a wheel, but you're never going to get anywhere. You can run as hard and as fast as you want every day of your life. And you know what? You're going to be in the same cage, on the same kid's bookshelf, in the same kid's bedroom. And maybe they moved houses, but you get what I'm saying. As the day you moved in and the day you died, no matter how much and how fast and how hard you ran on that wheel. Don't do that to yourself, all right? Stop fighting it. Put your boundaries up, including with your brain. Just relax and let things happen on the divine schedule. Trust that the divine has you, okay? The divine has you. They've got you, all right? Ace of Pentacles reversed. They know what you want, okay? Some of you have wanted it so bad and for so long that it's already on its way to you. Okay, that's how much they've got your back. It's already on its way. All right. Now I am just a little bit parched. Give me a moment here. And let's see what other cards we have. Okay. All right, the first card I have here is watch your words. Connected with the Emperor. Oh, you guys can't see it. That's right. Let me move him up. It's the parrot spirit. Watch your words. I feel like what I'm getting through my channel on that is watch your words on your way out. Okay? Don't let ego take over and maybe say things that you'll regret. Excuse me. Should not have taken a sip of soda. Don't say things that you'll regret just because you're so burnt out. On your way out, don't go there. Just don't. You know so many people look up to you, and they will. You know how far reaching your words can be. So just be careful with what you say when you're on your way out and when you're building your barriers there or your boundaries. Okay. Oh, look at that. Brown bear spirit. Take a time out. Could not be a more perfect card for the Four of Pentacles than that. Even another great one, electric eel spirit, bring your ideas to life. Okay, what is your idea? Your idea is to get out of this energy and into this energy. Bring it to life. The eel's not going to wait. If it's hungry or if something attacks it, it's going to sting. Now, I'm not saying you should go out and sting anyone, but in the same, it should be reflexive. Just if you want it at this point, you probably already have a plan in place. I'm getting very strongly from my channel that you already know exactly how long you could live on your savings if you had to, okay? And exactly what corners to cut and all of that, if this is job related. It's not job related for all of you. Again, I'm getting either job related or social media, or it could be both. So I don't know if you're an influencer and that is your job, or if it's just some sort of influencer or just some sort of job. It's all kind of getting mixed up in there, as it does now with people making money, where Instagram is something you put on a resume kind of thing. Anyway, the last one that we have is ant spirit, time to collaborate. There you go. All right. Don't engage with the brain. Politely ask the brain to be quiet. Too much brain noise is not good for anyone, okay? And time to collaborate with your nervous system. Ask your nervous system itself, or go into a meditative state and ask your heart and your soul and the divine and whatever beings you work with, how can I relax? How can I get out of this hanged man energy and this spiral that the brain has me spinning through? I mean, I feel like you're almost on your way out, and part of the hanged man has to do with you feeling stuck over here, so that once you act on this Ace of Pentacles, once you act, I feel like your hanged man is going to go away. It's on its way out. But in the meantime, I feel like you're very stressed. So just take time, ask your guides, your well ancestors, angels if you do angelic magic, and any beings from the other realms that you work with, and even yourself. Just ask your higher self what you can do to relax. It's time to collaborate with them and see what they have to say about your situation. All right, group number 3. Let's see what angel cards we can come up with. Angels, what messages do you have for group number 3's lunar eclipse reading? Let's see if they have anything to say. Leadership. I can't tell if you can see that or not because it's yellow. All right, I'm just going to read it to you. Leadership, Archangel Gabriel. It is time for you to assume your leadership power position and lovingly guide others, okay? I feel like that belongs over here. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and lovingly guide others, but I feel you're lovingly guiding others to take your place. Someone else is this is their goal, their ultimate dream for right now in their life is to do what you do, and I feel like it's time to pass the torch. And I feel like that would make their life, not just their day, but make their life, and I feel like it would also make your life as well. And then, of course, we always have to do the flower cards because Astrid loves flowers, and they usually pop pretty quick. Yep. The anemone, we got this one in another reading. I think it was in pile number 1. But the anemone, I said it right the first 2 times. Optimism, look up and look brightly. I'm going to put that over here with your ant spirit, okay? Look up, look brightly. Don't be afraid to tell the brain to F off. And that is all I have for y'all, group number 3. if you liked what you heard or what you saw, or if you didn't, you know, thumbs up, thumbs down. If you did enjoy it, please subscribe, but either way, please vote. Every vote counts on a channel as new as mine, so make your vote count. And I hope to see you guys again real soon, and enjoy your lunar eclipse and 4th of July. Bye, guys. And we're back. For everyone who chose group 4 with the titanium aura quartz, here is your lunar eclipse in Capricorn reading. I've said that so many times you think I wouldn't get tongue-tied by now, and actually that's the first time I have, so congratulations. I don't know how these ladies do it, where they do 6 piles in one reading, but then they also have like 1 million followers, so I'm pretty sure this comes a little bit easier to them. Moving on, group 4, the first card I have for you is the 6 of Wands. May not look like wands, but those are in fact wands around our little reptile buddy there. He looks kind of like a dragon, at least to me. Then we have the King of Cups. Ooh, I like that card. He's such an awesome king. He even has a whole galaxy behind him. Look at that. He owns like the Milky Way. Oh, I wonder if he owns our Milky Way. Okay, Astrid, not the time for ancient aliens. Don't go there. Then we have the Devil card. I'm sorry, but she looks like she should be in the movie Spaceballs to me. That's okay, yeah, that I don't know why that thought popped into my head, but that is where I feel that she belongs. I think there was also a Rick and Morty where she might fit in. Anyway. And then the last card I have for you is the Page of Swords. That's what my cat thinks she looks like. All majestic and beautiful with her long hair flowing in the wind. She does not, but I'm sure we'll see her soon enough. Okay. Getting off track a little bit. It's late, y'all. I'm trying to get this out just before. Okay, and I suck at editing, so you're gonna get to hear every little last bit of this. All right, group number 4. Let me get a feel. My Lemurian quartz. This poor thing is hot. I've been rubbing it so much lately, but that's the cool thing about Lemurian quartz. You can rub it, and they say it unlocks things from the Akashic records that were put there by beings that lived on Earth a long time ago called the Lemurians. So I actually think it's record keeper quartz that unlocks the Akashic records. These are just unlocking Lemurian secrets, but again, I digress. Okay, the 6 of Wands is all about expansion, a celebration of the self. Like, I don't need anything else in my life right now. I am good. All right. I got the job I want. I got the car I want. I live in the house I want to live in. I have the clothes I want. You know, it just doesn't get any better. All right. However, with full moon readings, as I'm sure most of you know, there comes something that we need to release. And what you're being asked to release is the 6 of Wands. Okay? You're being asked to release that 6 of Wands so that the King of Cups can come into place. Now, I don't know what aspect of the 6 of Wands you're being asked to give up. If it's just your day job, if it's a hobby, if it's your whole lifestyle. I'm not getting a clear read on that. I'm getting bombarded by a bunch of different things. So I'm going to maybe kind of back off trying to read that one for right now, because I'm not super new to channeling, but I'm getting really overloaded when I try to channel this card. So I'm just going to move on to the King of Cups right now, and we'll come back to that. The King of Cups card, when I see him, I immediately get healing, some kind of deep healing. I feel like many of you that picked group number 4, we're called or put on this earth to be a healer. Whether that's a healer in the psychic realm, something like a light healer or a psychic healer, or someone that does Reiki or something of that nature, or whether it's a healer in the earthly realm, you know, a birth doula, a death doula, a psychiatrist, a hospice worker. Some of you may already be doing this, okay? And if you're already working in a job or something like that, then what you're being asked to give up over here may be something different. Maybe you're asked to give up, I don't know, an extra day, a week off, or something that, you know, you're being asked to work 5 days a week instead of 4. I can't get a clear read on that, and I apologize. So let's just focus on this guy for right now. If you're not already working in service to others, I feel that there may be a big switch. It doesn't mean that you have to say you're a successful you're successful in the finance industry right now and you like your job and it fulfills you, okay? I'm not saying go out and quit that job and become a psychic healer or become a doula, okay? But there are other ways that you can support people, all right? Maybe you have something like Al-Anon. I'm getting Al-Anon in your background. Al-Anon or AA, maybe you're asked to be a leader in some type of group like that. The key to this is that when you're fully in the King of Cups, that the extra work that you're being called to do, and it may or may not be extra, but I feel that this is going to be maybe something extra that's added on, at least at the beginning, maybe while you're taking classes, while you're learning, or just while you're getting into the swing of things. But because of the type of person you are, because of the reason that you chose to come to the earthly realm and to be reincarnated, all this extra energy that you're putting out is not going to drain you. It's in fact going to do the opposite, okay? There's going to be an exchange of energy. It's almost like you live to serve, okay? So every person that you serve will actually, instead of draining your energy, like a lot of nurses and doctors talk about, you know, just getting completely burnt out. They give and they give and they give all day and they feel like they get nothing back. You're not going to let yourself go there. You maybe have a strong enough magical practice, or just think about things in a different way. Maybe a strong meditation practice. For whatever reason, that's not going to become the situation with you. You're going to actually be drawing your energy. It's going to be an energy exchange for you, okay? You're going to give them some of your energy, but in exchange, you're going to be getting energy from them, okay? Even if it's the energy of gratitude. Even if they don't say it, even if it seems like they don't think it, you know, even if it's changing someone's bedpan and they're 95 years old and they said something really offensive to you as you walked out the door, okay? You're just not going to let that get to you. You're not wired that way. If you're getting this card, you may have been wired that way at one point, but it's saying that you're ready now. You're not. Instead, you're going to be able to think, you know what? I'm sorry that person's having such a hard day. And I'm sure that they're scared. And you know what? It doesn't matter what they said, because I know deep down that they are so happy to have that fresh, clean diaper on, or bedpan, or sheets, or whatever. And you're going to be able to just shrug it off and take the good energy from it and move on. Now with this Devil card, this one's interesting. You know, I try not to vape when I'm doing videos, but Astrid's going to take a big old pull off the vape here while she contemplates how the Devil fits into all of this. Okay, let me first start off by saying what the Devil card is not. A lot of people associate the Devil card with addiction, automatically addiction. You have an addiction problem. You have something you need to get rid of. It can be a chemical addiction. It can be an addiction to exercise. It can be an addiction to food. Now, I'm not saying that isn't there, okay? That very well may be, but there is so much more to the Devil card than that. The Devil card is a call for liberation, okay? It's a call for the liberation, or for a liberation from the confines and prisons of your mind, all right? And I feel like I've been saying this a lot in all of my readings, but it's coming through loud and clear, so there must just be a lot of people that need to hear this. You do not have to listen to the brain. The brain is just scared. Its sole job on planet Earth is to keep you alive, and it does that. And you need to, let it do that. Let it keep your heart pumping, keep the oxygen going into your blood, make it so you can move your arms and legs and speak, and all that stuff's fine. Great, brain, you do that. Everything that runs in the undercurrent, remind me to eat, drink, brush my teeth, that's great. But when it comes to, I want to make a life change and go into something, or maybe even just dip my toe in something more fulfilling for me, and I feel that I have a calling to help people, and the brain goes, whoa, wait a second. Who do you think you are? You're not psychic. Are you kidding me? And working in hospice? You think you can handle that? You could barely handle it when something happened to your goldfish when you were 4. You think that at 33 years old, you're equipped to work as a hospice volunteer? What is wrong with you? No, absolutely not. And the brain tries to shut it down because it's scared. And when the brain is scared, it shows that by attacking your nervous system and creating anxiety. But there's a way around it. And that's what the Devil teaches you, okay? In the whole spiral of the major arcana. The Devil card is there to free you from the brain. It's about being able to say to the brain, you know what? I'm not buying what you're selling today. I'm just not, okay? I'm over it. You can keep saying it. You can keep bringing it up. But at least for today, I am not available to listen to you. You can bring it up. I'm going to shut you right back down. I am not going to engage. And you'll find that the more you do that, the more the brain will start to listen, and the more it will back off. And the less it will try to pull you into these crazy fear-mongering states of, oh my God, what if this happens? What if that happened? What if you caught a disease? What if? The brain is the ultimate what if machine. And as a general rule, none of those what ifs are helpful. Okay? So it's about, the Devil card's about learning how to separate your brain, feelings, and your soul. Okay? The brain is facts. Soul is feelings and emotions. Okay? And soul is about saying, yes, I would like to be available to volunteer to speak at an Al-Anon meeting. Or about, you know what, no, I don't want to pick up those extra hours at work this week. I've got something else I'd like to do. It's about learning that you have a choice. You don't have to listen to the brain when the brain says, but you could really use that overtime. You could really use that overtime. Think what you could buy with that overtime. Are you going to give that money up? What is the matter with you? You're not doing anything else? Oh, you're going to go speak at this Al-Anon meeting? You think you're going to speak in public? Do you remember your college public speaking class? Would you like a reminder of what a disaster that was and how you had to take it 3 times just to even pass? And then, even then, we both know you only passed because you cried during each and every speech and the professor felt terrible for you. Okay, I went on a little bit of a tangent. That was my personal story. And it's sad but true. It's so true. He totally let me pass because I just couldn't stop crying because I was terrified. I was terrified of the brain. The devil has been so good for me at being able to tell the brain, you know, to just flip the middle finger up at the brain and telling it to F off. I don't want to hear it. Leave me alone. This card is amazing. Okay? And that's what I have to say about the devil. Now, where does this Page of Swords fit in? Wow, we spent a long time on that one. You guys are getting the best reading, I think. Maybe not the best. Certainly the longest. Because Astrid is now rambling. And you're getting all this unedited goodness. Aren't you lucky? You should feel lucky. You should feel so flipping special. Do you feel special? Pat yourself on the back because you're special. Group number 4. I think I might be losing my mind. I need a frappuccino. Stat. All right, the Page of Swords. All right. Page of Swords goes back to King of Cups. You may not feel like you're ready. You may feel like you have nothing to say, okay? You may want to give up something from the Six of Wands, and you may want to go into something where you're helping people. You know, you may have had an idea in mind or have felt a calling, a nagging, something, maybe, you know, maybe I'm feeling your entire life perhaps, or more recently, but there's something that you felt that you need to do, but then you get here and you think, but I don't have anything to say, you know, I'm just going to embarrass myself, and you go right back over here. The Page of Swords, she's got her sword up, and she's ready to swing. She's ready to swing at this devil card, okay? And say, you know what? Tell the brain, it's okay. I know you're scared. It doesn't matter. Everyone has to start somewhere. And you know what? Page of Swords is fixed air. She's Aquarius, okay? I'm saying she just because of... most of my decks use Daughter of Swords, but anyway, Page of Swords is fixed air. It's Aquarius. So you're going to keep coming back to it. So anything you choose to do is going to come back. Anything that you, the individual, choose to do is going to affect the collective. And that's ultimately the goal here, okay? Just make sure that you're checking in with yourself. You're staying grounded. You know, don't let this get to you. You were called to let go and contribute here for a reason. You've got a huge hurdle to get through here, but the Page of Swords is here to help you, okay? And again, Page of Swords is Aquarius, which is all about helping the collective. So the Page of Swords is going to help you get there and does have your back, all right? I hope that made sense and wasn't too rambly. Let's get into some angel cards. Shall we? Shall we get into some angel cards? I think we should. Okay. We have letting go for the Six of Wands, because like we discussed, there's some aspect of your life that you are going to need to either let go of or cut back on to make room for this King of Cups energy. Okay. The King of Cups, we have truth. All right. I feel like that's the truth because you know deep down inside that that's what you've always been called to do. That is speaking your truth. Not even just speaking, but living your truth, okay? Fulfilling that. Look how fulfilled her heart is. It's exploding out of her chest how fulfilled her heart is, because that's what she's doing, what she was put on this earth to do. This person is living their truth, okay? And then these... I've got fulfillment and source of life. I'm going to put source of life on the devil solely because the devil is so much the brain. and the brain does keep us alive. But look, all around here, all these flowers, okay, this is all of the things the brain's doing in the background, okay? This is what the brain is doing in the background that we want to keep going on. We want our digestive tract to work. We want our lungs to work. We want all of our brain, the little tiny things that happen in our brain to work. We want the blood to flow through all of our vessels and all that we want to keep happening. This is the soul work, okay? And conquering the devil card is about getting the brain to focus on this and leave this to be worked on by the divine. And that is the source of life, okay? The source of life. The devil is the source of, is both beating the source of life, okay, by shutting up the brain, but it also is the source of life, if that makes sense. Because the way to beat the brain is to be surrounded by the divine, okay, and tuned into the soul. So the brain has nothing better to do than to leave you alone and go back. And then we have fulfillment, perfect card for the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords will help you every last bit along the way. Make sure that you work your way through this energy and you get to the truth and you are fulfilled. All right, that was a doozy, group number 4. Let's see if we have any other angel cards that would like to come through. Wow, that was fast. All right. Spiritual understanding. Archangel Raziel, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. Aw, that's beautiful. That's right here. Okay. Raziel is giving you the spiritual understanding that you need to understand what you need to let go and what your spiritual truth is, and to help guide you along the way with esoteric information and symbols so that you can understand the spiritual truths you need to get you from point A to point B. And then because I love the flower deck, and we always do the flower deck, let's see if the guides, guardians, well ancestors, or any angels would like to come through and pick a flower card for group number 4. That one looks like it pretty much popped out, didn't it? The red rose. Oh, beautiful. Courage. Be brave, be strong, believe. You can do this. You can beat the devil. I can't guarantee you he's not going to come back around. As I've said, the whole tarot major arcana is a circle, but it also works like a spiral. We won't get into that now. You'll hear me talk about it more later. But you will, just because you beat the devil once doesn't mean he's not coming around again. But once you beat him, in this case, you should be good for a while. All right? So that's all I have for you, group number 4. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, please subscribe and leave a thumbs up. My channel is so new that every subscriber and every vote counts. So please make your vote count today. And I hope y'all enjoy the lunar eclipse and have a happy 4th of July. Bye.